Hello, I'm AbbyX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I'm doing not only an ultra low latency live stream, so it's been a while since we've tried out this feature on YouTube. It's theoretically literally live. There is not meant to be any delay beyond what your own internet can sustain, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, something I need to promote at the start of live streams is the unlisted live streams playlist. Some people are like, your live streams are gone when they... But because of YouTube's weird system where when a live stream's finished, it becomes a video, but like it's measured it's measured poorly against other videos, because like not many people sit down to watch 2 hours of just making a sandstone tunnel. And so as a result, that's a thing. Also, thank you very much, Mountain Man, for the first tip of the day. I look forward to watching this after work. In the meantime, here's my Toycat tax. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. I am the Mountain Man, singing songs about myself because I can. There you go. I don't know what the song's actually meant to be. I just know that it is. So today I'm going to be doing, I would like to believe I can do this all in one stream, but again, I've learned about making predictions about that sort of thing. Today I'm going to be extending this stone tunnel over to here, and then making a sandstone tunnel that goes that way. This is going to be interesting because I want it to be like, you know how there's weird, like subtunnels on a thing? Like, this is a bad explanation, but you know how like, when a tunnel branches off into like subpipes and they're slightly smaller and different? No? Okay, you know. How about we just do it and then I explain from there. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to start by extending that this way, and then somewhere on that we're going to start like the top of the tunnel. It's going to be messy, okay? It's going to be kind of crazy, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. So, did you fix your pick from yesterday? Actually, 2 days ago. Wow. Can't believe you lost days, Dub Astley. I'm just kidding. I got it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing finishing the endstone thing later. I don't know why. One of the things that I value about live streaming is some days I'm just like, you know, I'm not in a destroying mood today. I'm in a building mood. And so that's why I like to have always like a few projects of each type on the go, if you will. So this is giving me Run free vibes. I love Run, the Flash game. I wish we could play that. Anyway, so the low latency thing, if you're curious. So right now, I'm gonna say something. You know what? Say pineapples in chat. Now, quickly go. Pineapples, pineapples, pineapples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, no pineapples till like 8 seconds. So it's actually slower today than it has been previous days. Maybe people just weren't ready to type it, and like that's most of what that is. I'll do something simpler then. Like I'll give a maths equation, and the faster people respond to it. Also, we don't want to expand all of this, I don't think. Well, we do actually. You know what? Let's not think about this too hard. So we're gonna start with this. This is a nice place to go up and down. This is gonna be like our point of expansion, and then when we hit the ice tunnel, we know we've gone too far or something like that. Honestly, I have no real clue. Yeah, right. So what is the square root of 9, chat? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6. Okay, you know, I'm on I'm using, okay, it took like 8 seconds. When we do low latency as opposed to ultra low latency, not only is the stream more stable, but also it takes less time to get to you. So maybe YouTube's messing up today. Let me see if YouTube has an explanation for their craziness. Nope. It's just slower today, even though we put a speed mode on that is a really bad idea. I got it first. I'm the smartest here. Yeah, you know, I would like to agree. If you can do maths equations like that fast, you deserve a. You know, I'm not smart enough to know all the different. Like, you know, this is one of those like Toycat's uneducated things. Hey Toycat, how's your day been? My day's been pretty good, thank you for asking. Here's money, says Cheese Bee. Honestly, okay, so I'm working on this big thing. I'll just put it frankly as like it's a big Minecraft project in a separate world, and it's 16 hours worth. It's now only like, I don't know, like 9 more hours to go. But just every day, like I procrastinate so hard, being like, oh god, starting something that's gonna take 9 hours now and 60. You know, I'm doing it in little chunks, but just there's something terrifying about not knowing when the end of something is coming, in my opinion. Anyway, are you gonna start a new, at least limited survival series for the cave update? Probably not. Also, you are from Canada? No, you are Mexican. Haha. Haha. Right, I agree with the funny words that you said. I understand and I'm laughing, not because I don't understand, but because I understand so well, but I'm not explaining because I understand a little too well, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, let's, this is my torch chest. Please don't fall off the edge! And, yeah, you know, it's fine. Everything's going well for me right now. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to have a sandstone tunnel come off the side of this thing that's going to go that way. I actually don't know where we're starting it, so I guess we should, like, probably nail that down first. We want it to be roughly... Okay, wait, so let's just say it's going to start up there and it's going to go down there. How would we start on connecting that? I don't actually know. I don't actually know in the slightest. So we'll just assume... Okay, wait, we look over here. When we get to the blue ice block, we want to go like 3 more blocks to the right and to the left. Wrong thumbnail says Soviet platypus. No, I was having a real hard time explaining to my assistant what I was doing today. She didn't understand it, and I ran out of time to like fix it, and I was like, I'll just stream with this thumbnail, and then it'll be funny when people expect that we're in a desert, but we're in the end. Because, you know, do you expect me to be in a desert? Well, you're wrong, because we're here in the end. So yeah, this is the very center right here. And then from this center, is this the correct place to start? Whatever, we'll wing it and we'll see where things go. We'll go out 7 blocks as opposed to 9 or 11 or whatever we did over there. So 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And then this is the top of a tunnel that we'll start to build. Actually, you know what? Doing this from the top and then downwards is so much less smart than doing it from the bottom upwards. So we should do that, except I don't have my water with me today. You know, lots of questionable decisions being made right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build across from there, and now build the bottom, and then from there, yeah, we'll build across from there. Well, that's what we'll do. See, building in Minecraft, even though it's fun, I feel like it's a worse stream activity. Canada Australia doesn't matter. You Britwish says mine laughter geography. Haha. Anyway, so I feel like there's a I feel like it's kind of hard to, because like you gotta like be thinking about what you're doing kind of precisely, or you'll make a big mistake. And I feel like that's why I'm much worse at it. That's my theory. Or maybe I'm just bad at building altogether. Poor Madison says Harrison Gray. I've been roasting her a bit too much recently. I should give her some slack. Or alternatively, you know, maybe I've been giving her too much slack recently, and I need to roast her more. You know, we just don't know for sure which it is until we do it, you know? We just don't know for sure which it is. But yeah, there is something about building in the end is like a whole other layer of tension. Because if we mess up, we do also die and lose all of our netherite stuff. So it's very important that we don't do that, in my opinion. By the way, thank you, Pluto. Have us message prepped and then say when to send, said Pluto. Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. But then how do I know people are gonna do it at the right moment? Let's work it. Okay, chat. So you know the fruit that I tell people to type very commonly. Start typing that now, but only hit send when I say the word send. Okay. So you're typing. Okay, now hit send. Go. Okay, so that was like 2 seconds actually, but then only 2. Oh, and then like 4 seconds in, we get a bunch. Okay, you know what? That's interesting. Anyway, you know, the point of it is meant to be that it's like easier to interact with chat, but I'm not noticing anything different. Maybe I should be noticing things that are different. Maybe the fact that I'm not is a personal moral failure. We don't know for sure until we do it, huh? Okay, so now from here. Also, am I crazy or is this like yeah, something's wrong here. Oh, okay, wait. Is this lined up with that? It is. But then I did the top of that on the wrong thing. I'm really dumb. I need to I'm really, really dumb. Okay, I'm gonna do this on the bottom up. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I just did, but from the bottom of this upwards. I love the peaceful speedrun stream, says Anna is loading. Oh, thank you for buying Cat. I don't know what Cat is. I need to replay that just to see what merch that is. Oh, it's that thing. Hey, thank you, Anna is loading. I'm glad you like them. You're one of the very few. Again, I was gonna say one of the first. Less than 10 people own that merch. I've kind of just concluded, like, you know, Toy Cat merch isn't a hot thing. It's not a thing that I'm ever gonna be like, yeah, this is my merch line. This is a side. This is a thing that I do. And I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of like that. But it also now means that, like, because there's so few of them in circulation, I know that, like, when one exists, it's someone who's, like, it's not someone who's caught up in some weird trend that they don't really want to be in, but they're like, well, can't miss this. Which actually sounds kind of tragic when you say it like that. But, you know, it's people who are, like, really like it, presumably. Okay, so yeah, we're going to build our circle around this now. And I don't know how we should smoothen a circle into another. Honestly, I've never built two colliding circles in Minecraft before. Is that embarrassing? Should I not admit that? You know what? I have a big confession to make today. I've just never built overlapping circles. I don't entirely know how this works. I don't know how it's meant to work either. So we'll place a stone block here just so we know to get rid of it. And then 7 blocks up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a stone block there too. No, we'll just place a torch on the side. And then you can place on the side of that. Easy stuff. Oh god! There's some stone up there. That's probably a bad thing. Then a couple of blocks of this. And then I guess some stone goes here. Oh lord, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is a good question that I don't have an answer to. Maybe I should have started over there, like 2 blocks forwards. Because the way this is colliding right now is a nightmare to me. Also, thank you so much for the tip. CX, hello, it's me, the minimum donation guy. Thank you, Mr. CX. You know what? If there's no rule saying you can't do a minimum donation, then, you know, I don't think you should ever feel shame for doing it. Right? Like, that seems like a pretty fair rule. Call me crazy if you disagree. Because you're tipping. Also, you know what? Donation, tip. Wow, get the verbiage right. But oh yeah, is this? You know, let's look at it from the outside. Do you think we've done a good circle here, chat? Do you think we did okay here? Yeah, I think that's actually, like, probably definitely a few blocks forwards. But I think we didn't do terrible. I was expecting terrible, and I got okay, which is a big upgrade, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm really glad you like the walk it. Honestly, I like those people's streams a lot. I'm glad it wasn't just me, and I look forward to. I like if there's a future challenge like that. Also, I like giving you money to talk to the funny talking Minecraft man. Thank you, Mr. Fancy Kittens. I'm glad you like giving money. That's one of my favorite things in a person. Also, I'm glad I'm one of the few. I love tuning to your live streams and probably owe you way more for the entertainment you give. You know what? I don't think you should ever think of it as owe. I mean, if you like owing things, then like, because owing always has a negative connotation. Like, yeah, I have to. I like you know, maybe I should be saying like, you know, actually, I would like you to think of it as owe. You know, honestly, isn't £5 too little? Anna is loading, but no, I don't want. I think that instead it's more like, yeah, actually, you decide what it's worth for yourself. I don't. No one decides for you. It's never an ode. It's always a nice debt of gratitude. Wait, I said a lot of words. They didn't line up entirely with what I was trying to say, but we did good enough. Okay. Also, yeah, we now need to remove all of these blocks that I placed myself. Probably. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to remove those entirely. And then instead we kind of just build around where it need be. I'm going to lose a lot of stone to the end today. Let's just accept that, and then we can move on. So yeah, let's try building this out a few blocks, and then we'll see what needs to be unbuilt out. Yeah, that sounds like real words a person would say. So, include the desert well and other structures into the archaeology update. Hello. Man, if they actually give the desert well a use, I imagine, right? Like, they won't, but imagine if they did. Also, thanks so much, Cheese Boy. What's your opinion of the long boy? Are you proud you did it or something you regret? I think it's pretty cool. Oh, I have no regrets about the long boy. I'm glad it exists, like, without a doubt. I am glad the long boy is a thing that exists. I regret that it's during COVID time, so it takes so long to get to people, because, you know, fortunately everyone understands, but, like, you know what? Oh god, I looked at Enderman, apparently. I'm glad, you know, I'm glad, I wish it'd been during a normal time, or whatever, but I'm really glad. I love the, just, like, it's a thing, it existed, and now it's in our hearts and minds, and in 650 free of hearts, it's in our homes, you know? It's in our homes as well. Anyway, so yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna you know, very dangerously when there's an Enderman following me. I'm going to start building this everywhere, just so we can start to get an idea of how it will converge before we build the rest. Which maybe we shouldn't do. Maybe we should kind of be going into it more blind. Again, I have no real experience in this matter. I've never built, like, tubes like this in Minecraft. Like, it's such a basic structure, but it's also so interesting to me. Also, what would you choose? Russia, China, or Germany? These are very bizarre questions. Mine laughed as geography. I went to Russia once, and I went to a fast food place that just sold potatoes, and I liked that. But at the same time, I like currywurst. You know, all three countries known for their militaristic policies at one point or the other, but also have very good underrated food. You know, just because someone's a terrifying imperial power doesn't mean they don't have good food. That's the lesson of today. I bet the Empire in Star Wars, is that a thing? I don't know. I don't know the factions. Is the Empire the good guys or the bad guys? They're deliberately written so they both could be good or bad. Maybe a commentary on society. Good afternoon, Toycat. How's the weather where you are? Quite snowy in Midwest USA. It's been really mild. Like, it's mild cold, so like if I go outside I'm a little bit cold, but not so cold that I don't want to go outside, which is where I want to be, honestly. I'm loving it a lot. I'm loving it a lot. I've been trying to get like some more walks going on in my day. Again, my goal is to be very fat in America. Like as soon as I have something to aim for, I'm so much like happier working towards the thing. And now, like, you know, okay, it's hard to like eat healthy, but when you know that you're just eating healthy so that you can eat like a monster 2 to 3 months down the line, boy is it so much better. So Kat, do you like spicy food? Says Jacqueline Smith. You know, here's the thing about spicy food. I love it, but my body hates it. Like I get severe like I go through some internal pain if I eat spicy food. And I generally think that's worth it, but I try to avoid it where I can, because in general, like, you know, when your body says no, you know, like, just, you know, you gotta listen to your body. Consent is important, everyone. I hope a Minecraft YouTuber isn't actually the one teaching you that for the first time, but if I am, I hope you keep that message in mind. So yeah, with that said, Toycat diarrhea. No, I actually don't mean diarrhea. Although, you know what? Probably that too. But like, it literally is hot on the other. You know, this is worse than explaining diarrhea, isn't it? But like, you literally feel the. I don't think my body processes it correctly or something. Also, I get hiccups now. Like, I don't understand why. Like, it's one of those weird, like, I think I'm, you know, like, somewhere in your 20s, your body starts like, it stops growing and it starts breaking in tiny little ways. It's like when you buy a brand new product, a brand new, like, I don't know, PC or whatever, and everything's cool and fresh, and then slowly something breaks, like the disk drive stops pulling out all the way, but you're like, it's fine, and then like things don't.
Cat Christmas hoodie has kept me warm today. Your merch is poggers. Look at me using Gen Z slang. Offspring are useful for keeping you from using antiquated language. Here is your allowance.
I love the idea. Like, you're not self-aware using language, and then like, you know, that was good. That was good. 10 out of 10, Pookie. I think like trying to grow language, it's hard and it's really dumb, but I always admire people that do it. And you know, now you can add yourself to that list. I'm glad that the Toycat hoodie is helping you. Also, what kind of mob do you want to see in 1.17? Useful mobs. That's all I want. I just want mobs with a purpose. Then I'll be happy.
How is your day going today? Also, what is your favorite block in Minecraft?
My favorite block in Minecraft? That's actually a hard one. My favorite block in Minecraft. It's that like least favorite question that every single, like, you know, it's like the one you ask when you're like, I don't have a question, but I want to ask an interesting one. Like, no one answers it in their serious way. So I like the brick block. It's good. Don't you love the brick block? And it's like, it's tones. I love the brick block. It's nice, isn't it? So yeah, we're just gonna keep on switching back and forth between stone and sandstone, and see if the join works well. But thank you so much for the tip, Jackson Miller. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Mine's been going good. Mine has been going good. Again, like I've been when you really enjoy a Minecraft project that I know I've been like super motivated for no good reason, and it's been getting me through the current like I can't really do much exercising and being, you know, like it's I wish like this is one of those things where it's like, you know what, I wish I just had the ingenuity to not, you know, like I mentioned yesterday, I said like one part in my 4-hour stream, like, oh yeah, so we deliberately live in a society where people can solve problems for us. That's why we choose to live in big cities where we don't have much space. But like the thing about this, you know, the current situation in the world, you're not allowed to reference it by name. The current situation. The interesting thing that it's proving is that like actually you can't always rely on other people. You know, the lovely message about like, oh, you can rely on people. It's like actually at any point in time, you know, someone can come in and say no, you're not allowed to rely on them. You know, we're seeing it in the form of the government now, but it could be like, you know, if a bank tells that business to close, or if you know, there's like a billion different reasons why the health safety inspectors at your favorite restaurant, like they're there for you, but also they're shutting down your favorite place. Also, hi, Toadcat says Mystical Gamer Mum. Hello, Mystical Gamer Mum. What a fun name you have. Are you really that mystical? Is it really that thing? Any update on the path to Irish citizenship? No, I'm being really, really lazy about it. Like, I'm taking like 3 days between responding to emails. Honestly, that's pretty good for me. You know, I shouldn't call that lazy. Like, let's not build up anyone's expectations here. But yeah, so like I've gone all the detail. Wait, I'm not gonna read them out to you because that's terrible. Wait, chat, can I tell you the worst invention of the day? Like, I'm gonna embarrass myself with this, but this is what we do on the internet. We embarrass ourselves, and then the internet likes it. So I put on my trousers backwards by mistake. Like, so I guess this is what Americans call sweatpants, like jogging bottoms. Like, there are clothes you put on that are very stretchy, and I don't know why they're called sweatpants, actually. Are you meant to sweat in them or something? I don't understand it entirely. Anyway, so I have these sweatpants, and I had to rush to the door for delivery the other day, and so I rushed and I put them on, and then, you know, I go back to bed. Don't even think about the orientation of the trousers, because all I need is trousers so that I'm not showing the you know, I need to look like a put-together person who's not in bed at 11 a.m. and is very much awake wearing clothes. Anyway, so I wear them around the house. This is not a thing. Also, you've hit the sweet spot where your parts stop growing and developing and start hurting and breaking. Yeah, right, like nothing's gonna develop and get better anymore. I'm not gonna discover a new disk drive. My disk drive that broke 3 years ago might start working again. But like, realistically, I'm on a one-way path towards breaking as a human being. Anyway, so I put on my trousers, maybe the wrong way, but look what I found. Wait, can I show this easily? Okay, so you know the back, like, you know the thing about pockets? They go like here and here, right? Can I show you? Like, you can imagine I've got pockets here, right? I don't, like, that's fine, side pockets are great, but back pockets are so common. But imagine if you wear your trousers, okay, wait, I'm gonna stand on my chair. Imagine you wear trousers backwards and you get a front pocket. It's the best. Your phone's right here all the time. It's immediately ready for you. And yeah, that's what you all need to do. You need to wear your trousers backwards, because then your back pockets become front pockets, and you realize what you've been missing your whole life. You assume side pockets are front pockets, but no, they're side pockets. You are, and yeah, I found something beautiful, and I think it's one of those life hacks the world just doesn't want you to know. If we all know about this, we're gonna stop buying new trousers, and the world economy is gonna collapse. It's a game changer. I agree, Clement917. Also, sorry, Paris Gaming, I missed your tip. What's your thoughts on the fletching tables? I think fletching tables could be used to craft specialized arrows, like the tipped arrows, and to make sharp arrows by using the goat horn. I want to say, I could be crazy. Either they said they're not doing the fletching table, or they said they actually have a plan for it. And I feel like it was the first one. I would love to see specialized arrows. Like, I think, for instance, crossbow bolts, fun idea. I think they could, like, make arrows easier at them. I think how the stonecutter, like, they made the stonecutter from being a crafting table from stone to being an actually valuable thing without ever being necessary. I think they could do that with arrows and stuff. You getting on your chair is not safe for work. You know, if you ever assume that I was in a wheelchair, which is a fair assumption based on my position I was, isn't it bizarre that I'm always in a chair? It is a little bizarre, isn't it? I apologize for anything you might have seen or didn't see. But yeah, all I want is a Nobel Prize. I agree with Russia. I think I deserve one. I've created a system by which pockets... You know, women are always complaining about pockets, right? Oh, did I just create pockets from thin air? Oh, what's that? Doesn't even require you to buy new clothes because your existing clothes have it. You're welcome, society. But, cows in your tunnel. Yeah, I moved the cow here specifically. Okay, chat, can you tell me why he hasn't despawned? Is it because I sheared him as a mushroom and that counts as like a non-despawning attitude? I know, behavior. I just really like these there. But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Comic Sans. That's a good font. That's a good font. Explain the Tim Hortons toy cat. Are you Canadian? Hey, I'm not from Canada. Damn it. I always goes mildly Indian. I need to get better at my Canadian accent. Maybe I should just speak like I do, but then just say the word a boat. Like, hello, my BX toy cat, and I'm a boat to talk about. That actually, you know, that might work. So I ran over a moose on the way here. It was pretty wild. I was saying to my my garden cleaning mistress, like, how about the weather today? Lots of meese, am I right? Ha ha ha. Sorry. Anyway, the weather toy cat. So how's the weather going today? Is it good? The weather's very mild. I like talking about the weather. Anyway, so speaking of the weather, I have a Tim Hortons mug because Tim Hortons is slowly expanding in the UK. And a friend of mine who knows I really like it pressured me into buying one and said, "Look, I'll buy one and we'll have matching mugs." And I said, "That sounds terrible. I don't want that at all." And it's like, "Well, otherwise I'll buy one and we won't have matching mugs, but I'll have a Tim Hortons mug." And I was like, "Damn, that's a compelling narrative." Anyway, so long story short, you wouldn't run over a moose, the moose would run over you. I learned from I think it was a SciShow video, that moose lick cars apparently in the winter because of all the salt that gets on there, which I think is beautiful. I think that's real nice. Anyway, yeah, I have a Tim Hortons mug. I like it. Also, there are so many Endermen spawning. I guess because there's no torches. Like, Jesus, there's like a little gang of them. I don't want to talk about the weather. Ask me again in April. Honestly, that's why the whole like seasonal depression thing is a real thing for a lot of people around the world. Feel sorry for you, by the way. Live places where there's, you know, actually there's a certain age. Let's call it 20. Yeah, 20. If you hit 20 and you're still affected by seasonal depression, okay, here's my hot tip: move out, go somewhere. Unless you live in a country like Norway, where the warmest part of your country is still going to give you seasonal, and you know, actually, if you live in a country like Norway, you've got an EU citizenship. It's not an EU citizenship, but it's the right to live and work in all the EU countries, even though you're not in the EU. And so like go somewhere else, you know? Like this is my like controversial opinion of like, you know, it's I know that what everyone wants is everything they have right now and other things, but sometimes you make like not sacrifices. Sometimes you give up something you have to get something better, you know? Like you trade in your phone and you get a new phone or cars, right? I don't know. Honestly, you know, maybe that's not how things work. But like, you know, if you live somewhere that makes you sad for half of the year, don't live in that place. I know it's like, oh, but what about friends and family? And it's like, oh yeah, it's impossible to go from place to place twice a year for family events. You're right. That's impossible. We haven't invented the means of transport by which someone could go perhaps 1,000 miles in just over an hour. You're right. Yeah, there's no way through that. I think the biggest reason, like a bigger reason than like seasonal depression, is like, you know, if you live somewhere where there's no work, like a small village somewhere, it's like, you know, there's lots of small villages where that's not a problem. Anyway, us Brits are always being accused of being Canadian. Says I'm not so newbie. Oh yeah, I've had so many people in like in London, no one questions my accent because like We've got everyone. No one in London is from London. It's fine. Like no one questions it. But when I go to like the weird towns and cities where like most of the people there are from, or like like when you go to the little villages and stuff, and like everyone in that village grew up in that village and they know each other. Which, for the record, I find that to be so crazy. Like, yeah, I live in a place where we know all the people. There's this mad guy on a mobility scooter that yells at us all day. But somehow that's a shockingly common thing. You might think I'm talking about your town. No, that's just all the towns, apparently. And, anyway, I went very off track with my point here. But I was just trying to say, if you know everyone where you're at, that's shocking. It's cool. It's like an idyllic form of something. But if you already have every other need met, that might be great. But otherwise, it's like, you know what? I think a good job, more important. I think having weather that doesn't make you want to kill yourself, if that's what it does, pro tip, I think it's like basic advice. Like, okay, are you in a situation where, are you stabbing yourself with a knife every day and, it's hurting you because that's what knives are built to do? You should stop stabbing yourself with a knife every day. And it's like, it's simplistic advice, but also we all know it to be correct. Like, the simplest way to get out of sadness is like, well, don't be sad. Are you depressed? Have you considered not being? Like, sure, yeah, I get that. But at the same time, it's also like, but if there is a thing that is actively the source, shouldn't you remove that? Shouldn't step one in solving depression be remove the thing that you blame your depression on, or try to get away from it, or whatever else? Also, I have an idea. What if I made the bottom of this from sandstone slabs, and then I could put sand at the bottom of this and make a little desert? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Wait, do I have a crafting table? Oh, there's one over there. Perfect. I can't get to it from here, but, we'll work that out later. Yeah, I could probably make it over to there if I tried hard enough. So, I hate dark winters, especially when waiting up too early is required for me some ninja. The cool thing about dark winters, though, like, the thing you don't realize you're missing is long summers, or like light summers, I guess you'd call it. Like, to me, the fact that like there are some, I love that in summer you get like 18-hour days in the UK. Is it 18 hours? It's something like that. You wake up at 4 a.m. and it's light outside and it's beautiful. It's so Toycat solves depression. Yeah, exactly. Are you depressed? Have you tried not being? A lot of people haven't. It's obviously I'm kidding. Before this gets clipped out of context and used as an explanation for why Toycat actually hates insert thing here. Damn it, we can't reach. We tried too hard and we got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. So I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna just stack up. Actually, wait. I'm gonna try and get up there without using my elytra. That's my challenge today. Can I fly from here, maybe? Oh no, we can't. Okay, let's fly from here. Okay, we're gonna place a block here, one over here. Okay, I can do this. I can. If I don't, the penalty for failure is pretty high. Ah! But it's fine. Okay, new idea. New idea. We're gonna stack ourselves up to here, and then like fly around. I'm refusing to use my fireworks. I've got a lovely stack of 64, and I don't intend to change that. I really don't intend to. But yeah, I think that I sometimes think that it's like a lot of things, like weather overall. Obviously, there are some places that just have objectively better weather for you than others. But if light brings you replenishment, it's so cool to wake up at 4 a.m. and go for a walk, and the world's lit, but no one's there. Just like my parties. Hi Toycat, love your videos. Also, I downloaded your Survival Let's Play World. Hey, thank you so much, Slushy MC, for downloading the Let's Play World. I've been floored by how many people have. Wait, just today. Okay, I don't think I can actually say this. So, just today, there was another. It was in the hundreds, low hundreds of people who bought the map. I don't know how specific I'm actually allowed to be. So, or I don't know if I'm even allowed to hint at what I've sold. I think that is like a Microsoft like proprietary piece of information. But I'm joking when I say that, if so. Anyway, see, I tell funny jokes that happen to resemble the truth. You know, I feel like jokes that like, even though this is like obviously a bit to disguise the fact that I'm revealing what might be information I'm not meant to give out. But I think there is actually a little bit of truth to the fact that, like, you know what? Sometimes the funniest jokes are the truth, right? Comedy is a great way to talk about things that we otherwise can't. Because, you know, like, I think it's been said a trillion times before, but the whole, like, six layers of hell thing was brought up as, like, they were making a joke so they could criticize the church. Because you couldn't criticize the church openly at the time. But you could be like, ha ha ha, but here's some, like, funny, look at, this is how hell be, it's like 7 circles. It was a big satire. Whatever, anyway, with that said, thank you so much, Chris V2 Gamer and Pat Merriman. I suffer from, wait, I thought I was going to read it out loud. Funny thing is, I had seasonal depression until about 5 years ago, then it just went away. Now I get sick of snow like a normal person. Maybe the truth is that humans are complex, and there's a lot going on that determines how all these sorts of weird functions work. Or, more likely, I reckon, you know, there's a magical elf that makes us all seasonally depressed. If we get seasonally depressed, that is. And sometimes the elf is busy doing other things. That's my new theory. It's magical elves, I tell you. Okay, so how am I going to get down below here to place a... Is there an easy way to do this? How would I place... Okay, wait. I've got an idea. If we place a torch, can we place under the torch easily? No, we can't. We could use our Elytra, but it's going to be terrifying. We're just going to have to build out from there. Is that going to work? Yeah, if we, like, destroy both of these blocks. And then also destroy that block. Okay, that didn't go as well as I thought it would. And then we'll build out from under here. And it'll be wonderful. Okay, I got this. I'm pretty sure I get seasonally depressed as well. It's been cloudy / snowing / raining for over a week now. I just feel like crap all of the time. Yeah, it is a common ailment. I would be lying if I suggested it was anything but. Okay, we're going to put this all back later. For now, though, we're just going to place half stabs down here. And then we're going to replace some sand on top later. But again, we can deal with that when we deal with that. But, yeah, I think that something about the seasons... I hear a lot of people describe this, and, like, it's one of those things. I have a real hard time believing something is... I think there's a lot of things we just say, and they're easy ways for us to understand things. Like, they're not true, they're just easy. You know, like, it is what it is. And it's like, what is, you know, like... you know, weird phrases we use.
Serious talk. Say I have to limit my spending, so if I send a super chat I decide to compensate by buying fewer candles. This directly decreases the risk of house fires IRL. Life imitates memes.
Can we all give a quick round of applause to Ton 618 here? That is the best tip of the day. You know, that might be the best tip of the entire 19th of February. Some might say that's the same as the word day, but I would say that was beautiful, Ton 618. I do agree. By tipping me just then, you do have less money to spend on matches, candles, kerosene. You know, like the amount of money that the amount of house fires that can happen fundamentally has to go down. So as a result, I do need to just, you know. I've got an idea, by the way. Should I replace some of these with, like, stairs? Because they'll look exactly the same on the outside, right? But then on the inside, there'll be a little groove there. So, like, maybe one of these could be stairs as a way to... Wait, I don't know. No, that wouldn't work. I need to have, like, more sharp corner for that to work. Like, up there could be a good idea. Yeah, I like that idea. If I make these out of stairs, I think that'd do some good. Let's give it a try, actually. I've got some stairs lying around. No, I don't. I didn't grab the stairs, damn it. This is out of nowhere, but do you like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Oh, I really did like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Mr. Mediterranean? I thought that was Mediterranean, but it's just Mediterranean. I'm so confused. Do I like it, though? Of course I like it. Fun game. Would recommend to a friend. It's the game I like the most in theory, but struggle the most going back to actually play. Again, I don't know if that's just, like, time is a thing that's at a higher premium for me now than it was when I was playing Wind Waker and stuff. But, like, I try to get back into the Breath of the Wild, and I just can't do it every time. I'm like, I know this game is good. It's everything I want in a Legend of Zelda game. But yeah, that's not enough for me, apparently. So, a concrete powder desert would be a lot of streams. Someone suggested that. Oh god, 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 oh god. I feel like someone suggested that recently. Like, what if you replaced all the blocks with concrete? And I feel like the funny thing is, like, it would look mostly like a desert, and then you'd be like, huh, I guess it's not. Anyway, how do fish get high? Seaweed, says Icy Phoenix. See, very high quality. Big fan of your humor. 10 out of 10. Okay, so now we're going to build this way. We're going to leave the floor blank for a bit, and then it's going to be fine. Yeah, I do love the idea of a desert. But yeah, I like the Breath of the Wild. It's a solid game. It's one of my more preferred. Actually, not. I think I like. I think the best Switch game right now is probably still Super Mario Odyssey. I think that was the game which had like the best like feeling to it. You play it, you can pick up, put down easily. It's very good. We want a gay concrete powder desert. I'm sorry, the desert has already been decided by voting. You know what? Did you miss your vote? Sucks to be you, huh? That'll teach you. I keep getting tempted to go kill the cow to get some steak, but the amount of effort that it took makes me go, we shouldn't do that. Anyway, you know, why anyway? One of the things that some people like compliment me on this, and some people say that's what makes them so weird, is that I feel like I always have like lots of things I want to talk about, and it leads to like a very long series of words in a row. You know, like we're always talking about things, and you know, some people really like that. Like, wow, yeah, you never have to wait for his pauses while he works out if he wants to talk about next about, you know, mermaids, or if he feels instead like discussing the existential crisis that is, you know, existing in a small town with no job prospects. You don't know which one it's going to be. But you don't have to wait till it comes up. But sometimes I'm like, you know, maybe we should try to be more natural and be like, you know, isn't that the ultimate like challenge of like, if there's something different about you, is different good, or is conformity good? Wait, here's a spicy topic. So again, I have to clarify before I talk about anything that relates to this. Like, you know what? My grandmother is literally, you know, brown Sri Lankan, blah blah blah. And I'm acquiring Irish citizenship as we speak to. So like, I am, you know, I am not entirely one. What's the word? Like, race. I'm not one ethnicity. That's probably the correct terminology. And I need to say that because I remember thinking like, I don't know how common this is, but I was always so annoyed. I think I mentioned there was a lot of Italians at school. I was so annoyed that they're like, you know, that a combining identity with them is like, yeah, I'm Italian and that makes me cool. And it's like, I don't know why being different in a way that didn't involve anything from you. It just, you know, you're just saying, I was born as a result of a certain set of circumstances, and that makes me amazing. Hey, thank you, Wattles. Toy Cat is king. It's good to see you, Mr. Waddles, man. You know, I always assumed, like, you know, whenever someone has, like, an amazing voice like you, I'm like, you know what? You are, you know, like, 17 years old, or you're, like, you know, like, 40. You know, there's not much in between. Like, and you mentioned a wife once, and I was like, it's like one of those funny wife and kids jokes. But you actually, like, I learned that you're a married man of some form. Maybe you even have kids. I haven't dove enough into the Waddle story. I'm sorry about that. But I find that to be like, whoa, you're like a real person in the real world doing real things. I'm actually a 7-year-old penguin. Like, and then I learned never judge a book by its cover. I mean, I didn't actually learn that. I still judge books by their covers. That's what covers are fundamentally there to do, actually. Also, we have a problem. The Paw Patrol onto my shenanigans. We don't have much time before they find me. IBX Toycat, their next target is Oh no, I don't know how the Paw Patrol's coming after me. But yeah, it's good to see you, Waddles. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday, Friday. It's one of those days. You know what? Do days mean anything anymore? Are we gonna pretend that they do? Are we gonna perpetuate that lie? But yeah, so the worst book cover you've ever seen, though. So there's this book. I'm not gonna name it because I don't wanna. But there's this book that's there's this book that has a very fundamental detail about it. It's and they make the text almost impossible to read, and the text is what makes it controversial. And I get like that's clever or something, but also it makes it clickbait. Imagine if my video was titled like you know 10 things that are coming in 1.17, and then in like invisible ink or like in you have to highlight it. You know how you can write text that doesn't appear otherwise. You know that book is terrible. I see it all the time. I try to read it because a lot of people like in the business world are like, wow, this book changed my opinion on you know all sorts of things. Suddenly I see myself at this book made me realize that what if by considering myself, what if by trying to like make things better I'm making things worse. That's right. I'm gonna stop trying to make things better. It's like a book that a lot of people recommend for that reason. Even in fact, before she stopped using, I'm giving away too many details about what the book is. With that said, don't judge videos by their thumbnails. See, right, but like thumbnails are there specifically so that you will judge a video by them. That's like one of their purposes. The thumbnail is there so that you can get a read on a video. I don't think you should judge the video by it, but it should be. You can make your first impression based on it. It's just that you shouldn't tell people. You get me. I think that's what the phrase is really about. Also, thank you so much, Brewster cancelled, and Nawar Yaram, Waddles and Toycat, my two favorite YouTubers in one. You know what? We should collab, Waddles. I don't know what the collab should be. Come up with a fun idea. Now, if you don't come up with a fun idea for us to collab, everyone will be like, wow. They didn't make a video together. I guess Waddles just isn't very good at ideas. Yeah, I'm streaming. I can put you in awkward situations. I'm just kidding. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. I think it's cool. Like I love when I recognize someone from like the console Minecraft days that's like doing well now. Like I loved it. I love to see that. I love to. It's like it's like we're a bunch of puppies in an orphanage, and then the orphanage burned down. And, like, it's nice to know that the puppies made it out alive. Also, I gotta go celebrate my birthday or whatever. Have a portion of my life savings, says Elucidation Studios. Thank you very much for the portion of your life. You know, here's the crazy thing. If anyone has life savings and you ever spend anything on anything, you are spending a portion of your life savings in that moment. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that legitimately nutty? Isn't that too far? Too much? Anyway, is it Struggle by HA? It isn't Struggle. I'm not going to go for a list of books that it is. And isn't. A building competition? Who can build the ugliest structure? Hey! Slushy MC! Thank you for 655 members. It is very appreciated. It is very appreciated. Okay, real talk. Why do mugs exist? Like, I like this mug because it's Tim Hortons. I like that I'm subtly telling you to buy Canadian coffee. You know, the thing that everyone loves for Tim Hortons is that it's like really good coffee and also really cheap. But as someone who doesn't buy coffee at Tim Hortons, I feel like I should like not be on board with that. The book is the third Diary of a Wimpy Kid book he was talking about. Exactly. At what point did you realize YouTube wasn't fun for you anymore? Wasn't just for fun for you anymore? Oh, I thought you were saying like, you know what? I can see that you're sad in YouTube. And I was like, whoa. Is this one of those things where you don't know you're sad, but everyone around you thinks it? Yeah, there was a point, honestly. It was the first time, because again, gaming videos couldn't make money when I started YouTube. Like, you had to be with a network. Like, eventually you could be with a network. But even when I first started, networks didn't exist. It was like, are you making gaming content? Then you will not make money. Those were the rules of the land, the laws of the land, or whatever. And it was a really interesting moment when that changed. I'm going to take these stairs, just in case. Yeah, I'm going to try using these stairs just for a bit. I'm going to see if it makes things better. I'm going to use them on both sides, but like for now, just over there. That's not the stair. That's not the stair at all. Toycat, I'm investing in incense. If my house catches on fire, I will file a loose lawsuit. XOXOXO. Hey, thank you, MoopsVix. That's a thing you can do. You know, is my subscribing makes you safe from house fires claim not good enough? Try and sue me about it. That's something. That's lawsuits work by just, you know, you just say, can you do something, and then you can. I would really, you know, honestly, even though I really don't want to be sued, just because like I don't like the idea that a judge, you know, like in an ideal world, you don't put your fate in the hands of others. Like we have to do it as a society for a legal system or whatever. But I would love to be like, well, you see, Your Honor, here are 5 other instances that he said things that were clearly ridiculous, along the same vein. What did he say about, you know, there's a first time for everything besides, you know, like rape, murder, and incest? That's you shouldn't. I mean, actually, that's factually correct. You know, I award the plaintiff the damages to his house. I bought Bedrock Just Play Your World, playing right now. Also, what do you want to see in 1.18 now that caves are updated? I mean, caves aren't updated yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I think an end update would be pretty cool. It's hard for me to come up with many ideas beyond that, just because I'm like, kind of focused on it to a excessive extent. But I really do think that, yeah, I'm of the belief, let's put it this way, that the end is the next place that needs updating. I think it's really cool that Mojang, they've acknowledged this quite a few times. Like they said that they were going to do the Never update before the Aquatic update, or something like that. You know, well, at the same time. Then they decided to separate out into its own update. I'm sure that they considered, like, you know, the end needs caves, and they're like, what if we made that its whole own thing? Also, a fire retardant candle, the Toycat sent. You know what? I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything, actually. What I am saying, though, is thank you, Vera, for buying the map. I appreciate it. It's crazy to me that the terror that I felt on day one of that being like, what if it's just for a couple dozen people? Because, like, who wants a map? Especially enough to drop a couple dollars on it. But a few people do, and it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Just to be clear, I didn't sub to avoid house fires, but that's certainly an amusing benefit of paying a Toycat tax, says Incredible Gaming. See, what a fun name you have. That's a good job you did there. Farming update, I want more plants. Farming update's one that I actually would like to see too. Like, not just plants. I think making farming more interesting. Because there are farms in Minecraft right now. It seems like an area that could have some improvement. But I think it'd be too controversial. And with Java's, like, update system, they kind of have to avoid controversy to some degree. Also, thank you, Mother Russia. I hope you have a good sleep and a better stream. No, wait. I hope the stream is better than your sleep. Also, thank you, Arctic Shrimp, for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the Cheap Cat Club. You are officially the 500... I shouldn't be reading that while I'm flying in the end here. The 556th channel member. Okay, so yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go to sleep real quick. Should we go to sleep, right? We should do that, right, chat? I think I have some stone lying around here. Hey, I do. See, I know my end is this. There's a piece of iron ore in there for some reason. Not a bunch of sand. Oh, we can take the sand from here to do what I wanted to do on the bottom there. Okay, let's take some sand. We've got a lot of stuff now. That's good. So let's use the sand first to see if it looks any different or if I'm just wasting my time. Even if I'm wasting my time, I still might do it. But I want to at least see, you know? 656, right? Did I say a different number? I meant 656. Just because I didn't say it doesn't mean I didn't mean it. Checkmate. The Enderman will just take your sand. Oh, yeah, you're right. The Enderman will take it. Oh, is there a... What can we use that's just like sand, but isn't sand? We can make some smooth stone. Money, says Protestant 5108. Thank you so much for money. If I see a house fire on the news, I say they no sub. Yeah, every time you see a house fire. By the way, you know what's crazy? How common... Like, houses are one of the most valuable things we have in society, you know? Like, a house can be like a lifetime of savings in one place, right? And then they just burn down and it's like, oh, gone. It's like, gone? It's like, yep, all gone. It's like, for real? Yep, house gone. Green concrete powder. Oh, I could make yellow concrete powder. Okay, wait, should we try yellow concrete? Yeah, also, you know, gravel. Can someone ban Leanne Vandermeer? I know she's a mod. We're gonna need to get another mod in here to do it. This is too far. This is an affront to the stream. Can't Enderman pick up concrete powder too? Can they? Okay, Enderman. What blocks can they pick up? Enderman Minecraft. Enderman blocks. I'll just Google. I'll see if I can get a fun little graphic for it. Nope. Just going on the Enderman Minecraft wiki page. So Enderman can pick up cactus, dirt, roots, melon, nilium, red sand, clay, flowers, grass block. Oh god. No, not the grass. Wait. So none of them have picked up a grass block over there yet. So either that's really lucky or they won't pick it up from underneath them. No, wait, how else would they pick it up? Okay, well that's a ticking time bomb. And then, well, it's like sand. Yeah, I think yellow concrete might be the best solution. They can't grab wool, I believe. They can't grab a lot of blocks. Yeah, we could use yellow wool. We could use... There's a few small ideas I'm seeing here. Okay, so we're gonna deliberately not do this one here because we want to put some stairs there. And let's go. Toy Cat, did you like when Minecraft was simplest as a person with Pi? No, actually. I think it was probably easier to get into. Easier to, like, finish Minecraft, air quotes. You know, get to the stage in Minecraft where you felt like you were done. But I don't think that's a good stage to be. I think a game that, you know, like, I think the fact that you can continually work on Minecraft is one of the things that makes... I think that's what makes it a pioneer and what... Like, other games decided they needed some of the action too. And they didn't charge $20. And they had regular microtransactions, etc., etc. So I feel like Minecraft is a really great value game in terms of, you know, just pure money. But also in terms of, like, the time you get out of it. I think it's good that it doesn't just be like, oh yeah, you make a sugarcane farm and then you've done pretty much everything there is to do. It's like, I'm glad there are things that go on past that point. I think that's a good thing. They can only pick up blocks from the sides. Oh, so all I have to do is, like, place n... Okay, yeah, okay. Wait, is that true? That sounds like it could be true. You know what? We'll find out. We'll place a bunch of sand. We'll see if we'll see if anyone picks it up. And if they pick it up, then that's a sign that we... See, right now they can pick it up, but we'll make it so it's not pick upable or something like that. It'll be easy. So, why are you putting sand on the bottom, says Lucia Bowsby. Honestly, I just think it would, like, make it a bit more varied. Variety is the spice of life. Or so people are always trying to tell me. And, you know, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of spices, but I do understand the point of that message. Okay, so it's 2 here, and then it's another 2. So after that, we go 2 here. And then, oh god, this is actually kind of messy. And there we go.
Construction cat here. Had to redo my cabinet 3 times so far. So I'm keeping my expectations tiny to be less whiny. Using your advice in real life, Toy Cat, thanks.
I love how that's become collectible. I really do, you know, even though that's Pookie's all-time said in a Texan accent thing. I do think that is like, oh lord! I really do think that's one of the, that like, threw a rush of adrenaline through my body. I really think that is one of the few things that can just make life a little bit better with no real troubles, you know? Just like, you know, a little bit smaller expectations and a little bit less whiny. A little bit less sadness that comes as a result of not having them fulfilled. But, yeah, Derek... Why are they just randomly stalking me? Like, I didn't see anywhere around me. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I'm gonna chill for a bit. I'm gonna not do that again. Rip 64 fireworks. You know what? See, that was a valid time to lose 64 fireworks. Okay, so I'm gonna just be more careful this time. I died my 2-year-old hardcore world. I'm gonna play a different game for a while. Any suggestions? If you haven't played Super Mario Odyssey, I was recommending it earlier. Still, I would stick by that recommendation. Otherwise, Terraria is a lot of fun. Like, I don't think it's the same level of depth, but like if you want to get into a new Minecraft style game, that's the best recommendation. I've been playing some Hearthstone recently, but I like card games. I think card games are objectively like less interesting to watch and look at and stuff, but they are like very mindy. I love strategy games in my head, like obviously in reality, like things get a little bit trickier and etc etc. But I love the idea of strategy games. Let's put it that way, perhaps. Okay, so let's build all the way out to here. Get a nice consistent... Ooh, please don't look at me, Enderman. And there we go. Okay, so I want to see how well these things link together now. The hope is pretty well. That's the hope. You pronounce my last name right, but not my first name. Quite backwards from what happens normally, says Lucas Bowsby. Do, 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 do. Oh, there's no song lyrics in there. I was gonna make a joke that your name's like Bowser, but I just didn't get there. So yeah, if anyone pick up blocks from the side, if we just do this, then they'll have no way to pick up the sand, and then it'll be wonderful. Do, 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 do. It's not working. That's stone, not sandstone. You know what? I think it's sandstone, not stone. Hate to break it to you. Cat, do you play chess? Oh, I love the idea of chess, but I don't play it, no. Oh, what am I doing to myself? Yeah, I really like the idea of chess. Like, it sounds like a really fun game in the theory. Actually, I'm gonna use stairs here to, like, build into the pipe. Or only one stair. That works too, whatever. One little stair right there. That seems wonderful. So long, Gay Bowsby. Exactly. I hate your notifications. It's just like spam, says frozen water. See, you know what? That's why you need to keep your expectations tiny. You need to expect nothing from the If you expect nothing from the notifications, then you wouldn't be upset when they're not exactly what you want. I do think there is a, you know, like, this is the dark side of YouTubers telling you to turn on notifications. Like, obviously, like, people are in control of it themselves. But if you don't, like, I think notifications are, like, a precious place. I think that, like, turning on notifications makes me feel dirty when I ask for it. Like, I'm still going to do it because I like having a job more than... actually, I don't do it very often. But, like, I've still got the, like, little bell icon that shows up. Like, please consider becoming it. But, like, the idea that, like, you should become a member. You owe it to me. Sorry, you should not become a member. Someone became a member. Thank you. Not that, Felix. But, the idea that, like, you should turn on notifications. It's like, no, actually, if you want notifications to spot streams and the, you know, whatever else I do, realm events or whatever, new videos, obviously, that's great. But if you don't want them, I don't want to spam you unnecessarily with notifications. That sounds terrible. Also, stone is basically young sand anyway. That's a good way of thinking about it. Or maybe an interesting way. Maybe it's good and it's interesting. Hey, thank you, not that Felix. See, I referenced him and then it showed up. Thank you for 657 members. Oh, I think I said 666 earlier. You know what? Maybe we can hit 666 one day. That's the dream. Can please explain why guys bully girls for being gamers? Oh, I actually think I can do a good job at this one, Ken ZW. So, if you are a male-bodied guy person, maybe you can back me up or disagree with me on this. But there is a belief, however ridiculous it may sound, that like you know, like okay, so people like being also, why is the top of that not made from sandstone? Whatever, that no matter how ridiculous it sounds on the surface, there is this kind of there's this thing where people like having terms to describe, you know, like if you're a Star Trek fan, you're a Trekkie, right? I think that's what they call themselves. My God, like people like having terms to describe, like, yeah, we are all really big fans of this thing. I might have watched an episode of Star Trek, maybe. I haven't, by the way. But that doesn't make me a Trekkie, because I'm not, like, big into it, you know? I can't tell you what Klingon... Actually, you know, I've never watched an episode, but, like, hypothetically, if I have, like, liking something and becoming a big fan of that thing are kind of different. I would argue this is a form of gatekeeping, but, like, it's vaguely positive gatekeeping in the sense that, like, when you're really, really into a hobby, discussing it with casual level people can feel like, you know, like, oh, you know, like, every now and then someone's, like, if I'm having a conversation about Minecraft, and the person's like, oh yeah, I know Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, yeah, it's that game with the, you know, the boats in it, right? And I'm like, Really? Yeah, like you ride the boats down the thing. It's like, oh, you don't know Minecraft then, do you? You've watched maybe 2 minutes of someone playing it, or you're confusing it with something else. I'm not sure which it is, but you basically don't know the thing. And that's fine, I'm not going to belittle you as a person. But also it'd be nice if, if you're like, if this is why, like, the language of like, oh yeah, when someone references the house fire, they're a Toy Cat fan. If you say like I'm Welsh, then hey, or like Toy Cat is yes. Even though they mean nothing by themselves, but their identifiers to be like, yes, I know, I have watched this amount, and this is like a friendly way of pointing that out. It's kind of bizarre. I think people don't intend it that way, but that's the function that it has. So anyway, I think the guy who said he knew Minecraft but thought Bedrock was a mod, SMH. Right? Like, that's like, ugh. I thought we were going to have a good conversation about Minecraft, and then we didn't. That sucks. Also, I'm so terrified I'm looked at Enderman by accident recently, right now. Anyway, so, I think, again, this is just my take on things. I think people have that, but with games as a whole. Like, people say they're a gamer. I've met many people who call themselves a gamer. Actually, I'd say, like, it's more, like, it maybe just because, like, it's got, like, a kind of cringe association with it. Like, even people who play games don't call themselves a gamer often these days. Because there's a lot of, like, yeah, I drink G Fuel, and it's, like, whatever the bizarre gamer assumptions are. But, so, when you call yourself a gamer, you're like, yeah, I really like lots of games. I play them a lot. Like, this is like a full-time job for me. I play at least 30 hours a week, 6 hours a day. And then, like, if you're like, oh yeah, I play games, so I guess I'm a gamer. It's that, like, familiarization of a, like, again, you're not falsely, but like, that, like, someone's excited to talk about things, and they're like, oh, you say you're a gamer, but you actually mean you owned a DS and you played Nintendogs for a bit. And it's like, well, that's fun. Nintendogs has its place in the gaming world. But also, just 6 hours pathetic I play all day. Yeah, there actually is this real one-upmanship in the ship. One-up. I'm gonna uncorrect myself. There's this one-upman shit in the game world that, like, people are like, oh, you only spend that amount of time? I spend far more. To the point where it's like, you do things that aren't gaming, sleeping, and eating? Not a real gamer. Like, there is gatekeeping inside of it. And, again, it fundamentally is just a form of gatekeeping. But then, people who, like, say stuff like, yeah, I'm this, but I've owned one gaming console once, or, I play mobile games, or whatever the form of, like, barely being into it is. They're like, oh, that sucks. And for whatever reason, there's like, people assume that is more likely to be, like that whole bias. I guess it happens to them when they're talking, they're trying to like, ooh, I'm flirting with a girl. And my one major interest, the one thing I do besides eating and sleeping, because that's how cool a gamer I am. The one thing I do is I play games, and I'm so excited that a girl is gonna talk about that with me, and then it's like, no, it's the Nintendogs type. She played that once. No, actually, she didn't play it. Her brother played it once, and so you get me right. Like, I think it's not okay. I think the fact that like people just assume, the fact that people leap from that to then be like, oh yeah, all girls who play games suck, is like, you're making a bit of a stretch there. But making generalizations, it's what we all do all the time. I wish we didn't. I wish that people took it serious. People always like, yeah, generalizations are bad. Like, it's, if you make generalizations that because someone's of a certain race, they're gonna do insert bad thing here, that generalization is terrible. It's awful. When you make a generalization about whole gender, that's terrible. That's sexism. But then people will do the same thing like, yep, but Virgos, am I right? Can't trust them. All Virgos are a little bit child pedo-y, and it's like, whoa, wait, who's a Virgo? Chat, if you were born between August the 23rd and September 22nd, hate to break it to you, but there are lots of people out there, some star watchers, who think that you are more likely to be a pedo, and doesn't that hurt? It probably doesn't. It's self-selecting themselves. I'm a Virgo, Lamau. Generalizations are bad except when you're doing math. I mean, generalizations in science make it like generalizations in a field that you know a lot about actually can work as a way to save some effort. As long as you don't assume that a generalization is always going to be true or is even particularly smart. And I think in the realm of humans, there are so many differences that like we have to make generalizations to start with, but you need to be ready to get rid of them real quick when presented with alternative evidence. You know, you feel me? I don't know if you do feel me. You know, I'm just a virtual internet camboy. You definitely can't feel me. But what you can feel is, I hope at least. Okay, we're gonna see where the torches line up in terms of this tunnel. I hope they line up well. That's all I want in this world. Okay, so if a torch is here and a torch is here. Oh, they go on both sides of the. Wait, no, I must have done something wrong here. Nope, they go... Have I made a mistake? So one torch goes there. One torch goes here. Wait, is this 6 blocks long? Okay, no, it's not. I'm having a stroke right here. Oh, it's 6 blocks in between, 7 blocks apart. Okay, that's perfect. That's really good. I like that. Generalizations are based on something. Yeah, I can bring up a billion offensive examples. Like, generalizations do have a piece of truth to them, right? But then to use them to negatively, you know, like, you know, like, positive generalizations, most people are in favor of. Like, you know what? I like the generalization that British people, you know, because of movies, they're like, oh yeah, British people are smart. I think it's wrong. I think I've met so many incredibly stupid, you know, most of the stupid people I've met in my life have, by nature of where I live, have been British. But like, yo, yeah, I like it. It's nice. It's a compliment. Assume I'm smart. You know, but assume we all have bad teeth. And you know what? It's true. My teeth are terrible. But you better believe that hurts. A lot of people, you know, the teeth thing really is improving in the UK. My dentist told me to floss in recently. I've been living like an American, flossing my teeth using mouthwash. It's crazy out here. British reality TV is excellent. Yeah, I love when the expectations of British people come into conflict with reality. I mean, in reality, it's just like there are some real trashy parts of the UK, but even that's a generalization. Like there's got to be some really smart people from Essex. Wait, let's go. Okay, Essex is like the part of the UK where everyone's like, yeah, that's trailer trash town. Okay, famous people from Essex. Let's find some scientist or smart human being. Nope, don't recognize a single name. Joey Essex is from Essex apparently. That's fun. I wonder if that's true or if this Google is having a mistake. Nope. Not a single person I'm like, yep, they are not trash. Like, it's a lot of reality TV stars. That's the funniest thing. That is hilarious. You know, I was trying to prove myself wrong here. Maybe I proved that everyone from Essex does suck. Yeah, you from Essex right now? Yeah, you know we think this about you in private. We don't say it outwardly, but we're all thinking it. Sorry, Thomas Finch. Oh, I knew a Finch in school. One of my best friend when I was 5 and didn't have best friends was called Finch. And you know what? In retrospect, missed a lot of opportunities to joke about it. The green text makes me feel superior, says not that Felix. That's why we do it. Subtle superiority complexes. But yeah, so I think that also an Enderman removed this piece of sand so they can pick it up from underneath. It's just they haven't all the way over there yet, somehow. I wonder why not. Whatever, we'll deal with this later. For now, let's keep on placing our blocks. We don't have any sandstone stair. Oh, we have 2 to place there and there. Honestly, is it even a good idea to do? You know, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. 1 piece of sand, so sad I'm gonna cry. You know, I'm glad you're gonna cry. It seems pretty essential. That seems like the correct response to this situation. What the heck is a pick block? Says a random person on the internet. It's a button you press to take the block that you see in person and take it. To pick it, if you will. So, yeah, we need to get back up there. I need to make, like, a pathway up there for now. Let's just do that. Hey, thank you, random person from the internet. Help, how on earth did you put more stone in your hotbar without opening the inventory? Oh, that's why someone asked the pick block thing. So, yeah, it's called pick block. It's up on my D-pad. It started in like 2010 as a creative thing. Then they added it to survival, which I think is cool. And so yeah, you can pick block, which means like, so for instance, if I want to get some sandstone, oh, I don't have any sand. If I want to get some sand, I press pick block on it, and now I've got sand in my inventory. But then I want the sandstone slab back because I want to place some of those down, because that's what I want to do. And then I pick block that, place some sandstone. Then I'm like, actually, I want some sand back. We go back to this, back to sandstone. It's one of the like real small quality of life features they have that's really good. Pogger but plural. Thank you very much, TerraCube, for the plural pogger. If only there was a word for that. If only there was a word. Pick block changes life, says Cos. Yeah, it really does, especially for big projects like this that use multiple... Oh, there goes the sandstone slab. It can really improve things, in my opinion. So, Cat, the new ores look like your pizza. You know what? Thank you, MoobsFix. I agree. I think it's middle click for mouse. Yeah, I've always got to clarify. On a mouse, it's built in by default. On every other control input, you have to build it yourself. So, just be warned of that. But yeah, you know what? Something that upsets me is mugs. I don't like the prevalence of mugs in society. I think, like, what is the purpose of this? Why can't I just use a cup? Why do I have to obscure the contents of my drink? What am I drinking right now? Who knows? It's so good. What is it though? You know, could be coffee, could be water, could be vodka, could be all three mixed together. I guess coffee has water in it, so that's probably less surprising than I'm putting it out to be. But you know, I understand why you can't put coffee in a glass, right? Okay, there's some stuff with that. Something about like the heat of it. If it's dangerous, something. Whatever. I can kind of understand that. Why don't we just make, you know, like there are lots of other materials between ceramic and glass. Why don't we have little ceramics that have like a little window in them? Wouldn't that be nice? What is the drink? I'd love to let you know. Oh, you can't see. Oh, look. The drink. I'm drinking a hole into the universe. Can you see that? You see how it's just empty at the bottom? I'm just pretending to drink. Mugs are cozy somehow. I think anything that's associated with heat is seen as cozy. That's my understanding of society, at least. That's not sandstone, says Spongy or Pete. To go back to what Leanne said before, stone is just pre-sand stone, if you think about it. There are glass coffee mugs. You know, I want a glass coffee mug. You know, that's what I've really learned from this. Do you find the generalization that British people don't pronounce their T's like water and British? Oh yeah, I would do that way more often. My mother really hated it. Like I've said this before, I went to school in a very rough area, which honestly was her problem, not mine. But anyway, so one of the small things that I picked up was I stopped saying my T's. So I'd be like, yeah, I want some water. I don't know why. She like despised that. She was like, no, it's water. You've got to say water. Water. British, you know? Yeah, the T's are mysteriously absent in British. As I've grown older, it's like, because I deliberately trained it back in, and now it's like slowly fallen out again as I've aged. And so now I have like quiet T's, like British. Or like water. Actually, that's not that quiet, is it? You know, when I'm talking naturally or fast, it kind of fades out. It's, you know, do we want to talk about British people T's? Of course we do. Also, the way we say Tuesday is thought that was sandstone. Okay. I'll pay more attention next time. Whew. British. Yeah, we use D's instead of T's. It's a lot of fun, let me tell you. You're missing out if you don't know. But yeah, I'm off the impression that I've always been off the impression, I should say. I thought you were gonna jump in after it. You know, I need to get that piece of sand, and no one's gonna stop me now. No one's gonna stop me now. But no, so let me tell you a story. This is one of those too hot for the internet. Gonna get in some trouble with someone for this. But even though I think being unique is really valuable, like I don't just I think being weird isn't the same as being bad. You know, hot takes of Toy Cat. But I also think, you know, I think being conflicted about your opinions on the world is natural. I wish it was more okay to say that, like, oh yeah, I think that these people are really, I really associate with this people. You know, like, I understand, for example, the appeals of religion, while also understanding the appeals of being like, yeah, I'm smart and I know with 100% certainty that there is no religious that's correct. Look to them all, they're all dumb. And like, obviously when you look into them and you see the foundings, it's like, okay, you see how people do their thing. But like, I think that being conflicted in your opinions is probably kind of normal. And one of the conflicts I have in my head is both, I think a lot of the best things in the world come from people having, how do we put this? I think uniqueness, you know, diversity of opinions, diversity of thought is what leads to cool discoveries being made. You know, if it weren't for weird inventors being like, you know what? The biggest problem in the universe, as I see it, is that there isn't a mug made from glass. Then we wouldn't have a mug made from glass. Everyone would just be like, yeah, let's just make mugs the easy way. Right? I think, even though I think that that's definitely true, I've also always had like a thing in me for conformity. The reason I was saying like, yeah, I always found it weird that people were like proud to be Greek or Italian or Portuguese, whatever it was, is like, well, I mean, what is that to be proud? Shouldn't we all be trying to admit like, yeah, we're from this same place. We're all here right now in the UK. Like, shouldn't that be what we're like, you know, just even though we're not all from here, like this is where we are now. This is a thing we get to be proud of. And you know, like something even weirder is like, I always had a weird like feeling about I know, like, when I was younger, like this, people say that like okay, this is Toy Cat's hottest opinion that's gonna get him in trouble when he tries to do anything in 10 years. But people always say that racism is like is taught, not learned, right? Like, and they'll show like, here is a child that is of one race, here's a child of another race. They love each other, therefore racism is taught, not learned. And I think that's definitely true, like, people who have, like, deep-seated thing. But also think British people reserve the letter T for T. Exactly, Ilias Lawson. It's important. But I also think, because, like, as a child, I always had this, like, even around my grandmother's from Sri Lanka. Like, so, like, I look like I do, and she's literally, you know, like, brown, Asian, you know, like, you know, and makes curries, so has, you know, maybe there's a curry smell, which is a stereotype. And I was like, something's off here, you know? Never wanted to say it, but I was always like, a mild amount of uncomfort from that, that I could never fully describe or explain. I don't know. And, like, obviously, like, to me, I would say, like, you learn from looking around being like, oh, but that's fine, you know? I would say you unlearn. You learn out. You can learn into, like, being... But I also think it's, like, natural to be like, oh, yeah, the differences are... The more in common you have with people, like, immediately by appearance, there's something that adds to... Like, do you ever notice how, people who... If it weren't for weird people, we wouldn't have front pant pockets, says Chantal. Exactly. If there weren't weird people in the world that said, no, back pockets aren't enough, we'd never have the genius invention of the front phone pocket. But I also think that, like, there is this thing where, like, when we have things in common with people, we do better with them. Like, you always notice, like, groups of friends or whatever. You know, there's the stereotype that, like, you know, a group of girls will group together by attractiveness, and then there's, like, one attractive friend in the mix, or something like that. I think there's lots of areas of life where you see something like that. Also, thank you, Vera, for becoming a channel member. It's good to see you joining the club. Thank you. If racism was taught, then who taught it first? No, I think that it's like, again, at some point, and this is like the controversial take, at some point in time, disliking people who weren't from your tribe made so much sense. You know, if you're cavemen and there's someone who's not from here, it's like, you should be more suspicious of them, right? But then, like, when you live in modern society, you need to unlearn that and be like, oh yeah, there are people who have origins from the other side of the planet, but that's fine. That's normal. That's expected. They're just as, you know, they are just as from here as you are, you know, in the sense that they were born here, their whole life has been here, etc., etc., right? Like that's what you learn. But I think the why is to get placing blocks like that? It makes my gums itch. How should I be placing blocks instead? You gotta say that instead. A group of friends from my high school were all in the closet, then we all slowly came out and we're like, ah, yes, this is why we get along. We were gay. See, right, like attracts like. Wait, there's a better phrase for this. Birds of feather flock together. Right, like birds of feather do in fact flock together. Which is a dumb phrase. Like, you know what? All birds have feathers. And they don't all flock together based on the feathers. Birds with the same, you know, and this is the problem with phrases being shorted over time. But like, you know, Jacqueline Smith and her gay posse, like they all had that thing in common. I think like realizing you have things that you gravitate towards people you have things in common with is probably like, and that if you know that that's your natural thing, then it's easier for you to fight that. Whereas if you think that like, oh no, by default, blah 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 blah, and we all learn that, you've got to. I think you have to learn the whole like the mob/herd mentality is never good for everyone. They can achieve a lot together, but that's what makes it scary. Yeah, I like. Again, it's a baser level thing. I think one of the weird things about, again, I hate to say it, but one of the weird things about living in a society, lol, we live in a society, is that we have a brain that has been adapted. Call it a monkey brain, call it a caveman brain, but we have this very old school, you know, we have this brain that wasn't built for what it's doing right now. You know, again, we're hacking into a, I don't know, we're using Xbox to run Minecraft Bedrock. Oh, slam dunk on the Bedrock team. You know, we're doing something that it clearly wasn't intended for. And I think one of the this is way too big, says Mike. You know, you're welcome. But I think it's really weird because if you assume that you are above that, you're like, you know, we might have human brains, but like we can be in control of it. Not all the time you can't. Don't pretend you're always 100% in control of your thoughts and emotions. Like, we very distinctively are not. The modern world requires us to be, but that doesn't mean that we are all the time. Like, think about people getting in fights and whatever, and like basically reverting back to angry cavemen or whatever else. I don't know. I think that we all have like super, again, like call it animal brains. One of the it's interesting to me. Like nowadays we know humans are animals. For the vast but until like the 1800s, we didn't think humans were animals because we're like, humans are so much above animals. Of course we're not the same category because animals, they just do things. If you look at a cat, even if you look like a pretty intelligent animal, it's really impossible to tell for sure that the animal is like thinking, you know? Like to this day, we don't know if there is a stream of consciousness inside that. We don't know if there's a stream of consciousness inside an animal's head, or if it literally is thinking, there is mouse. We've done a few studies, but again, even in the studies, you can be like, well, they're just replicating what it would be like. Because we can't prove, even in someone else's head, that there is actually thoughts coming out of it, right? Like the way you think thoughts in your head, there's no proof that that exists inside anyone else's head. We can all prove it inside our own heads, like... Like I'm counting out loud as I say that. It's called solipsism, by the way, the idea that like you're the only brain that's real. And I'm not saying I think I'm the only brain that I'm the only one who has thoughts. But I'm the only person I can prove distinctively has, right? That's the point I'm trying to raise right here. Can we prove animals do? No. And it doesn't even seem like it for the most part, right? It's a metaphysical truth that science cannot prove. Yeah, there's a fun way to put it. Don't know if it's correct, but I like the wording. So yeah, we are animals. We have animal brains. And sometimes we have these crazy, complex, advanced thoughts where we're like, I would like to one day be an astronaut. I will do lots of things that my body does not like in the short term. So in the long run, I'll be an astronaut. Very few people can pull that off, but some people do, and then they become astronauts. Some people are like, I would like to be a gold medalist sprinter. I will have to, or swimmer. I love how I taught you that word, and now you're teaching it to 1,300 people. Everyone gets to live in pain with me. I actually heard it on a podcast earlier today. Yeah, I don't remember you teaching me the word. Yeah, slam dunk. Does that hurt? Guess what? It doesn't hurt because I believe in solipsism, and therefore you're not real. It's proven by a neurologist that dogs can feel love because the same part of the brain as humans lights up. I mean, that's not proof. It's like it's a good piece of evidence, but I wouldn't say it's like proves beyond a reasonable doubt. You know? Because even like like humans without like a memory will feel love under some circumstances, right? But it's like, but is it the same thing as love? And it's like, well, kind of not. But then we kind of dive into the weeds about what love is and isn't. It's like, yes, we are. Or no, we're not, maybe. Some razor says you cannot prove something by experiment. Some razor says if you can't prove something by experiment, you shouldn't debate about it. Yeah, exactly. Like debates like this are totally just like you're just having fun. I think not having fun, but like you're not advancing your understanding of the world. That's why it's like probably a good idea not to get bogged down by them, by being like, what if everyone else is real? And it's like there is no way you could prove it, so it's best to assume the healthiest assumption for you and everyone else that everyone else probably does exist. You know, do they for sure? You don't know, but they probably do. It's that's my take on things. I totally agree that like you talking about something forever that you're never going to get to the end of is just talking. But like maybe sometimes I think the art of just talking maybe is fun by itself. Anyway, thank you God for getting that missing block, says Cassandra Gordon. Actually, it wasn't Enderman that stole it. It wasn't missing, it was stolen, which is terrible. But that's fine. I'm used to things being stolen from me. Am I right? Love is the feeling of realizing there is more than one, still one more croissant in the fridge. You keep your croissants in the fridge, horrid films? What is wrong with you? That's not where croissants go. IBX Toycat, why use pockets if you can duct tape your stuff to your legs? It's a good question you're asking. I'm glad you're asking it too. Toycat is the only one who hasn't fought confirmed. Exactly, I'm the only one who has ever fought, or ever will think. I'm glad we all understand. Also, do you ever think that we are not our body? We're just the brain itself inside of body skeleton, and we just control it? If so, is the body really us? So, I mean, my instinct on that one, because I do think about it, like, I see myself as just being the brain behind these eyes. I'm piloting a meat flesh marionette puppet thing. But even though that's my take, I don't think you can ever say it's like definitively correct. And the reason for that, there's a lot of good reasons why you can't be definitively sure that it's true. But I think it's like you're the only one who will ever use your body. I know it's not a very good argument because like I'm the only one who will ever use my Tim Hortons mug. Doesn't make that a part of me, right? It makes it a thing that I own. Which is actually, that's a part of why property is like an important thing to humans, like, and has been throughout history. Like, it's a concept that animals don't have, but humans do. Like, this thing is exclusively mine until I decide to make it not mine. Like, we extend our body and we extend our mind into the real world in a really weird way. Like, our body, even though our body is ours, we're not in control of it the same way we are a mind. Like, have you ever been... I'm not gonna ever imply like, oh yeah, if you're sad, just I'm sad. But have you ever been like really sad about something and then just being like, nope, actually, nah. Or like, if you like, I'd say emotions can control you to some extent, but also you can just be like, just turn that off. I think like, again, bad advice. This isn't anxiety or this isn't advice. This isn't a thing. I'm just saying what I do. Whenever I'm like super anxious about something, I'm just like, actually, no. And then like I'm like, turn off the anxiety switch. Like this is entirely inside your brain. Turn off. And then it just does. And I'm like, that's good. Your brain is the captain, bacteria is the crew. Thank you, Elias Larson. Also, Ben Eads says, what do you think will be in the next snapshot? I hope that they play around with the stronghold and the mineshaft some more. But I most importantly want to see a new structure. That's what I want to see. I don't know if it will be in there, but I'd love to see it. Also, they're definitely going to play around with ore generation, at least a little bit. The brain is the captain, and the bacteria is the crew. Is very beautiful. I like that. That is fun. That's called disassociation. I don't know. That I think if you do it and it like builds up inside of you and causes a thing. Like I think if you do that with like trauma or sad, like I remember I thought I had a breakup and I was like, you know, I'm always sad at these. Why don't I just not be? And then like that eventually like did come back to get me and I was like, oh no, I was sad. I just wasn't. I was refusing to let myself be it. And so like, you know, I think that there are certain things that like you can't get past. But I also think anxiety cannot legally torment you without your consent. Just say no. Exactly. Just say no to anxiety. Just say no. That is a terrible thing. But no, yeah, I totally agree. That's not how most people work. But the fact that you can just like, are you thinking about something right now? Just don't. You know, I can't. If you're really hungry, for instance, you can be like, no, don't focus on food. Focus on the Minecraft live stream I'm watching. Don't do that. Eat some food. It's important. But like your brain is something you have at least, even if you don't fully control. You know, like again, most people don't have the ability to be like, I'm feeling incredibly anxious right now. Stop. Or most people can't bottle up their emotions, which is probably a good thing. Or maybe they just choose not to. I don't actually know. But even though that is true, should I like? What should I do about these end islands? I kind of want to put them in the tunnel, but the tunnel's not going to fit them. Like, it might fit that one, if I'm really lucky. Yeah, let's build out there. And let's see if I can fit the things on there. I think that I'm thinking about a comically large spoon right now. Okay, everyone. Whatever you do, don't think about a giant white elephant. Don't think about the big white elephant. Stop thinking about... I think it's meant to be a tiny little elephant, maybe, actually. Stop thinking about the elephant. Don't do it. You know, like that. You're not fully in control. I don't want to ever pretend that you have absolute say over what's going on in there. Because you don't. I hate to break that to you. But, I do think that just because you don't have full control, you're at least assisting. Whereas your body, when I'm in pain... You know, actually, pain's like an emotion. Pain's like one of the few things you can not focus on, but it still burns. But like, if you are, I don't know, when your leg is was it a pink one? You know, I forgot what color the elephant was. I mean, avoid things that cause anxiety. Yeah, that's my life pro tip. Something makes you anxious, don't do it unless it's essential. In which case, do it anyway, and then feel bad about it later. Complain on the internet when you get home. That's what the internet's there for. It's to complain about things that make you anxious. It's 100% widely known. But I think that like if you're okay, I've got the is it called a hang? I don't know. I've got. Can I show this correctly? Like I bite not only my nails but my fingers. It's like a terrible thing, and like this one right here actively hurts like hell, just all the time. It doesn't go away. I'm sometimes not focusing on it. But like, you know when like you really hurt your leg and you can't walk on it? You can't just be like, mind over matter, go away. It's like, no. So I feel like you have more control over your body than your mind in that way. Like you can turn off the signal. Oh, wait, more control over your mind than your body. Maybe, actually no, I think I'm making the opposite. No. More control over your mind than your body. Actually, I guess in both cases you're limited. Yeah, I'm going to take away my previous point. I have decided I disagree with myself. But no, I think that there are some things we can't control, basically. Wow, shocking facts of Toy Cat. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you that the Earth isn't flat, and that the moon exists. Or that's what they want us to think. Yeah, I think that, I think one of the problems is that we have this brain where we're like super smart and we can think and do so many things with it. But at the same time, it's also like, it's got all these reflexes that we learn to help us survive over the millions of years. Toycat, you clearly can't make up your mind, so you can't control your mind. Exactly. I can't even control my mind to describe to you that we can't control our mind. Therefore, do I really control it? No. The body and the brain have a parasitic relationship with each other. They each feed off each other. That's a nice way of thinking about it. I mean, like, not actually, but it's a nice way to say that you're thinking about it. You, your body, and your mind are 3 different people. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it too. Rafcio pranks. But, yeah, my main point here was just to say, you know, was there a point to that? Ah, there's never a point. It's a Toycat stream. Yeah, no, I was just trying to say like, the sooner you realize you have, like, all these instincts that are wrong, and you've got to either unlearn them or learn how to control them, or learn when to give in and when not, or whatever, I think you'll be better off. Like, isn't it crazy that, like, you can crave a cheeseburger so bad, or that you're, like, even though even if you're one of those, like, crazy healthy people that's like, I think that burgers are always unhealthy for me. They're like, but I crave one, and so I'm going to put one in me. I know this is wrong to do, but yet I have to do it, so I'm going to. I just have to. There's no other choice. Literally none. There is a gun to my head, and they can't stop me. I think, therefore, I am Cogito Ergo Sum. Very high quality, Engine Master 55. Anyway, so I've run out of sandstone for the day, but I do want to get your feelings on this tunnel. Tell me your thoughts on it, chat. Again, I'm glad I didn't insist it could be done today. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to jump off the edge here. Oh, it took a second for the elytra to activate. What do you reckon about my tunnel? It doesn't join perfectly. Like, I wish it joined better. From the outside, it looks kind of rough, but I guess you won't see it from this angle.
I know animals think in plants on souls and elements. The conscientious of each star gear are quite wide. Oh, yes, we're meat puppets without solescence. One is lifeless lump of meat.
We're all meat puppets without soul essence. One is a lifeless lump of meat. I mean, you don't even need to like do like a thought experiment to be like, what about a human without a brain? Like, people go into comas all the time, and they're fully alive, but their mind is just not working, right? And there is something terrifying about that. Like, oh yeah, they're awake, they're alive, they're breathing, I mean, we're putting the food in there, but like they're doing all the stuff that a human needs to do, but also their brain's not on, so they just sit there all day. Like, in a way, there's something interesting about the rest of us that we're like, yeah, if you can't talk to a person, they're basically dead. If they don't respond, what's the point in them being alive anyway? I like it. Thank you. The tunnel's pretty neat. Thank you, Adorable Ho. Okay, I think it's fun. I think it's good then. I think we're probably gonna have to do some more sandstone mining, because that was a whole shulker box full of sandstone, and it got gobbled up in like an instant. If I have more sandstone, I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna have to go specifically mining for sandstone. But that's cool. That's part of the fun of life. I think in the next stream, maybe tomorrow. I don't want to commit to tomorrow though. But in the next stream, whenever that may be, is the person the mind or the body? Which has to go for them not to be a person? I think we see people as the mind, but objectively you are the collection of the two. Like, I think that if we could upload someone's mind into a computer, and then you could speak to them that way, and they could respond uniquely, I think you'd see them as being alive, even if they weren't. Like, you know, think about a character on a TV screen. Their body exists, but you're only seeing their body. You know, like, even though it's a camera showing their body, you believe that actors are real people. Wait, not even actors. You believe that I am real. You have no proof that I am a physical person. You know, all those digital influencers, like, they don't exist. They're just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's these channels that exist on YouTube. It's very weird to me, but apparently not to everyone. There are channels that exist on YouTube where Sam Junipero moment. I love that episode. But I still think that's my favorite Black Mirror episode. But yeah, that is my broad point here, that there are like, I'm gonna make sure I get this correct. There is, you believe that I am here, you believe I am real just because you see a body without using your eyes. Just with, even though it's not your eyes that you're using. You're using your eyes to look at something that a digital eye has filmed. Yeah, this is a camera right here. But you believe me to be real because of the contents of my brain. On the other hand, if I was just lying here lifelessly... then and like, if someone popped into the stream at that moment, they'd be like, is this a picture or is this a person? I don't believe a computer can be this chaotic, therefore you're real. I mean, I'm just saying, we ever seen Toy Cat in the flesh? But yeah, if someone popped into the stream at that moment, they'd be like, huh, yeah, don't know for sure. The internals of someone else's mind is what makes you... Toy Cat is great. Thank you, Michelle Ower. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. But the internals of someone else's mind is the thing that makes you so sure or not sure about if they are real or not or whatever. And I think that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna just throw all of the wood into here because I need some more charcoal to make some torches with. And then when you're looking around for the sandstone, where did I put it? Furnace room what? I mean, I needed a furnace room, so I made a room from furnaces. Actually, honestly, I love the way this torch desert looks now with the Nether volcano in the background. I think that was like a solid improvement to make. I guess let's go from here over to the... I destroyed a whole biome made from sandstone. Again, that chest, that shulker box exists somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But yeah, I need to destroy this beach some more. It's still got some harvestable sandstone for me. Oh, and there's some stone blocks lying on the ground too. I guess I'll take those as well. But yeah, this is where I'm most likely to come to do a little bit more mining. Oh, actually, I need to mine the desert under... Wait, chat. Exciting news. If you voted in the Let's Play, if you didn't, then you wasted your opportunity at democracy. But we now know what this biome will be. And I don't know why I'm being very coy about it. It's not like you can't confirm for yourself. But you know what? A little bit of a purple tinge to this biome coming soon, huh? Isn't that exciting? So yeah, this is where I'll come. I'll fill up. It'll be wonderful. You should get a doctorate in philosophy. We could do it in 3 years. Nah. I mean, like, I feel like that's the sort of thing you get to make yourself feel smart. Not for any real reason, right? And it's like, I don't want to pay money just to feel smart. You know, I do this, people pay me money. And then they say I'm smart, and I'm like, wow, you must be correct because you have money. And isn't that beautiful? Anyway, see, I'm going to be destroying this desert tomorrow, maybe. Actually, do I have sandstone already lying around in this barrel? Maybe I could pick up. Oh, is it just sand, or is there sandstone in there too? Oh, I've got 1 sandstone block. Oh, yeah, I'm killing it today. But yeah, actually, I'm going to take all of the sand away. I'm going to throw it in my other furnace. Just while we're here anyway, you know? Like, might as well get it done at the same time. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, then you can see more of them on the channel. Oh, yeah, I like to every now and then promote the unlisted live streams playlist. Yeah, I can just leave these here, actually, can't I? I need to draw attention to them somehow. But I can just leave them here. Oh, so I've got to put this in the furnace. So I'll just place some, I'll place some scaffolding next to them. Then it'll be very clear where they are. Boom. See how smart I am. And then we're going to fly away, place the sand in the furnace, and say...
I'm about to drive my partner to the airport because he's going to Vegas, but all I can think about is how Toy Cat lived there for a bit.
You know what? I think you need to mention it. I think they're going to be like, what is that Toy Cat? I don't understand. Why is this important? But, you know, Las Vegas, greatest city on the West Coast. Is it on the West Coast? That's debatable. Anyway, yeah, I loved Vegas. I was considering, like, this time around to America, I really wanted to go to Vegas, but I was like, okay, it's not actually gonna work. You know, it's a fun pipe dream, but it's just that. It's just a pipe dream, Toy Cat. You gotta get it out of your system. But you know, I want to, and that's just as important as going, in my opinion. So, yeah, I love Vegas. I I genuinely like I might spend like a month every year there or something like that. He totally knows I'm obsessed with Toy Cat. I love that. I love how I discuss myself in third person too. That's healthy. That's good. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you in the next one. I think. Yeah. Oh, wait. I'll see you for Store Saturday. Tomorrow. It's going to be fun. I will fly to Vegas right now, says Adam Baker. Fly me to Vegas right now. Do it. You make my day. You make mine. I love to see friendly faces. They make the streams a lot more fun. Thank you, Cancerous Attitude. Thank you, Phosphorus 4. Thank you, Ingy. Thank you, Adam the Mage, and Arcada, and Isaac, and Efi TV, Bernard Matuki, Leanne Vandermeer, HK93, Hinata Naki, Video Game Clunky, and most importantly of all, Principe Victor. My day's going well so far. I ate some good burgers. Actually, I had one good burger, and then I just had another burger. It wasn't good. But I had it, so that's my life. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, probably. Again, I want to do something tomorrow, but I always come to the conclusion of like, oh yeah, you don't do things anymore. It's 2021. So I'll be streaming unless I do that. Goodbye.